Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Abigail R. Carmelim bringing to the Salesian news across the globe. Since the end of October, the Salesian social platform Fondazione Initiative Solidaria Angel Thomas FISAT has concluded an agreement with the Generalitat Valenciana, which provides a new socio-educational resource for the city of Alcoy for promote the quality of life of girls, boys and adolescents. Thanks to the new agreement, the Don Bosco Educational Support Project in Alcoy becomes a day center called the Don Bosco Day Center with the capacity to take care of 24 girls and boys who need specialized attention. In this way, the number of recipients is doubled and the resource is equipped with an intervention team made up of social educators, a social worker, a psychologist and a social intervention technique. The FISAT Foundation will collaborate with the city's social services to direct new recipients until places are filled. The Don Bosco Day Center accompanies boys and girls between the ages of 6 and 17 in vulnerable situations and facilitates orientation processes, full social inclusion through socio-educational, family, recreational and free time support services, and scholastic support. It is an open daytime reception resource inserted in an active and participatory way in the territory and which becomes part of the public network of centers for the protection of minors at risk and social exclusion in the Valencian community. The celebrations for the centenary of the Don Bosco Technical School DBTS in Shillong, India mark a memorable stage in the institution's journey, highlighting a rich legacy of technical education, integral training of young people and community service. The events took place on November 9, 10 and 11, 2023 and brought together past alumni, current students, teaching staff and several benefactors. The celebrations kick off with the grand inaugural ceremony on November 9, 2023 with the expo event and exhibition and showcase of the various products prepared by apprentices from various departments: woodworking, general mechanics, bakery, kitchen pastry specialized, press, in which authorities, past pupils and members of the institute community participated. Above all, the participation of Dr. Ampreen Lingdo, Cabinet Minister of the Government of the State of Meghalaya, stood out. Expo 2023, which lasted all 3 days of the celebration, was characterized by numerous interventions, songs and dances, which allowed us to reflect on the school's result, its impact on the life of students and the vision for the future. The teaching of music has been part of the Salesian educational method since the time of Don Bosco, who always understood it as an essential tool of his system of integral education of young people. An oratory without music is like a body without a soul. Biographical Memoirs v. 222. In fact, the saint of the young used to say. Today in Portugal, his spiritual heirs cultivate this important dimension also through their Salesian music schools. Thanks to a qualified teaching staff and adequate recognition of the various teaching areas, Salesian music schools are open to all students, internal and external, and to people of all ages. Lessons on individual instruments, ensemble music lessons, general training, composition and production are just some of the offers available at the Music Centro in Estoril, established in 2012, but also in Evora, with the school started in the 2014 to 2015 academic year, in Lisbon 1994 and Porto 2019, and at the Don Bosco Music Center in Manique 2003. On Saturday, 4th November 2023, the Ninos Don Bosco Project, PNTP, celebrated the 80th anniversary of the arrival of the first Polish refugees in the Santa Rosa Plan de Ayala area near Leon in the Mexican state of Guanajuato. The event included a complex ceremony with various significant moments and various inaugurations attended by a total of over 130 people. The event has been defined as unforgettable and unique for its desire to celebrate and honor the history of welcome and hospitality that manifested itself when 1,453 Polish citizens in the years 1943 to 1947, fleeing from the monstrosities of the Second World War and the regime Soviet, found refuge in that location. They were welcomed by a friendly and empathetic population but found themselves forced to live inside a refugee camp set up at the Tenuta Santa Rosa, since then called Little Poland. As part of the commemoration of the 16th anniversary of his beatification, a feast in honor of Seferino Namankura was held from 10 to 12 November in the community of Sant Ignacio to the Cultrum, where the remains of the Blessed Mapuche rest. The pilgrimage was held under the motto, "With Seferino, God's outstretched hands for all." On Saturday morning, people on horseback and hundreds of people made a pilgrimage to the cemetery where the remains of Rosario Burgos de Namankura, Seferino's mother, rest. The Mass was celebrated by Father Natalino Freitas, STP. In the afternoon, pilgrims continued to arrive at the Cultrum, and at 8 p.m., with an unusual snowfall for this time of year, the youth mass began, celebrated by Father Honorio Kaukaman, STP. Immediately afterwards, there was a torchlight pilgrimage to the summit of Cerro Seferino, where pilgrims prayed before a bus of the young Mapuche. On Sunday, 12 November, there was a pilgrimage with thousands of people and about 100 pilgrims on horseback who accompanied the procession up to the Cultrum. Present were the mayor of Junin de los Andes, Carlos Corazini, and the local plastic artist Alejandro Santana, author of the Cultrum and the Via Christi from Junin de los Andes, and Laureano Namankura, who welcomed the pilgrims in the Mapuche language. Afterwards, the formal greeting was given by Cirilo Namankura, president of the Sefiriniana Commission, which organized the whole celebration. The Mass was celebrated by the Bishop of New Queen, Bishop Fernando Crossato. So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Till we meet again, thank you for joining us.